Okay, cool.
Recording currently. Everybody, introduce yourselves.
I'm Ricket. I will be playing James S. Quackbeth, the toonkind Frankenale bard.
I'm Shadowrune01. I'll be playing Danny, the mysterious ranger.
I am Othergirls. I'll be playing Misty, the wizard.
Modmad, and I'm going to play Bukbuk, who is a druid and also a house.
An excellent way of putting this. And I'm Kai, I'm the DM. Let's get on with this nonsense. Alright, so you all have just walked out of the Bottom Peg, the tavern where you all met up to have this whole business opportunity where you've gone like, yes, you want to be rich and famous, you want to be a star, you want to see new things. Sign this contract and let's go on an adventure. You walk out of the tavern alongside Olivia Acton, who is the person that has given you this business opportunity, and the moment that you step outside, Alex, the fighter of your party, who was glad to join up, gets spotted by these two guards, who go, "Look, there he is!" They're both wearing some rather similar outfits, rather similar coloured outfits to what Alex is currently wearing. Alex looks at them and goes like, "Oh no, not this again," and promptly vanishes with the thing noise, leaving an Alex-shaped cloud of dust behind as he runs down the road. The guards sigh, go, "Ugh, not this again," and jog after him. Olivia leans over to whichever one of you is closest and goes, "Do you think he's coming back?"
And then Misty sort of peers off into the distance at how far he's running. Probably not.
That makes things more complicated then, but I guess we can work with this. And she picks up she has another look at the contract that you all signed, gets a pen and kind of just crosses out Alex's signature before handing the contract back to you. Sorry to see you go, Alex. We're gonna miss you, but oh well. She walks you over to where the stables are, and you in the stables you see 3 Frankenale horses. They seem not exactly pleased to see you, but they roll their eyes and they're horses. Olivia smiles and looks at
Why the long face?
That it's like the horse on the right gives you an evil glare. As if they haven't heard that one before. Alright. Olivia turns to the 4 of you and goes like, I'm sorry to say I only really bought the 3 horses. I didn't think that many would actually join. We haven't had much luck with this in the past. I don't suppose someone wants to carry the she kind of looks down uncertain at Bukbuk.
Bukbuk looks up obligingly and blinks because Bukbuk doesn't really realise what's being implied by this for a second, and then looks at the horses, and then looks at everybody else, and then looks at the horses, and then looks at Olivia and says,
"Oh, yeah, hello. Is no problem. Actually, hour is nearly up,
and suddenly this very small chicken makes this fantastic series of wooden squeaks and clanks and inflating noises, which is a very strange combination, and suddenly you are all stepping back slightly because the thing that was quite a small, harmless-looking table ornament, you supposed, has now turned into a house, and it has chicken legs and 3 very beautiful black plumes sticking out the back and a tall, high window that is looking down at you, very, very pleased and slightly shyly, if a window could look shy, and yes, it is very much bigger than the horses, and you guess that it can definitely keep up with the horses. So Bukbuk just sort of makes a pleased sort of noise and bounces up and down a bit.
Well, I guess that solves that problem. Yes.
I would kill for Bukbuk.
Bukbuk loves you too.
All right. Olivia hands James some directions to a farm that is just south of Toontown, and basically says, like, all right, if you guys head there, they will give you your first task. It's basically just something you need to pick something up for us, bring it back to the HQ, and then you can continue on with things. It shouldn't be any problem at all. Yeah, good luck with things. Please don't lose the horses.
James gives a hearty nod, leaps onto the back of one of the horses, and points his dagger into the sky and says, "Onwards to adventure!"
Roll me animal handling.
Let me.
So, Danny climbs up
D20,
onto
right?
one of them.
So it's
D20,
like,
right?
yeah, so it's D20 plus whatever your animal handling skill is.
So 0.
What's that?
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Obviously,
Uh-oh.
obviously, this is the horse that was thoroughly insulted by the why the long face joke earlier. Because the moment you leap up onto it and draw your sword, it kind of just like rears back and keeps going back and keeps going back, and you slide off its butt and land on the floor.
Not to be swayed, James simply keeps his dagger in the air and stands up.
I love that.
Who's next on the horses?
It'll work.
Okay. So the horse that you've got on, like, not exactly happy about it. Obviously doesn't really want to be ridden, but fine. So you have a bit of trouble actually getting up. You just got to kind of scramble and pull yourself up awkwardly, but you manage it. You're sitting on the horse. It doesn't seem inclined to kick you off.
Good.
Misty, watching this, turns to her horse and sort of like gently pats it on the nose. Says, hello. Can I get on you? Is that okay?
The horse snorts. Roll me animal handling with advantage.
Okay.
So, yeah, roll it twice and take the larger of the two.
Okay.
It'd be like hilarious if Danny actually got on it.
All right, so that's a 13. You do manage, like, you manage it all right. It's about, you have about like the same sort of experience that Danny had, but it's, yeah. So the horse seems all right to have you on. Not going to go complaining.
Thank you very much. And then she pats it cheerfully on the neck. This went okay.
James, you want to have another go?
James gives one of the horses a sharp glare and tries to get on it again.
Roll me again.
If anyone has any sugar cubes,
Obviously this horse is still not very inclined to let you on it. And again, you spend about 10 minutes getting your foot caught in the stirrups, like almost falling off again, grabbing onto the reins too tight. The horse kind of like tossing his head away, but at the same time, the other two horses now have their riders. Oh, you can't exactly hold off forever, and eventually, you manage to mount the horse.
Acting like his previous embarrassment never happened, James clears his throat and says, "As I was saying, onward to adventure."
All right, James, you're the one with the map to the farm. It's time to head off then. All right. All right. You are now. It's a couple of hours ride to get to where you're going. Basically, just head south along the main road. It's pretty quiet, and you're not exactly riding that fast. There is the opportunity for the four of you to talk if you so choose.
Bukbuk is like hanging at the back, pecking at things occasionally, which is quite a feat for a house to manage. But yeah, he's just chilling back there.
Danny would be mostly quiet, but would answer questions and when directed towards him. But usually keeping his answers pretty short.
James is more focused on posing heroically on the back of his horse than looking at the map, but he's an alright navigator.
Misty is perhaps a little bit worried about whether James is actually looking at the map, but she's not going to question him for now. It's fine.
All right, so it's a pretty quiet ride then. So yeah, after a couple of hours, you arrived at a tree ring property with a sign proclaiming it to be Manny and Jerry's farm. As the sun sets over the treetops, you can hear dozens of different animal calls. Elephants, lions, peacocks, monkeys, even something that sounds suspiciously like whale song. A narrow dirt road leads through the trees, and if you look closely, you can just about see lights coming on at the farmhouse at the end of the path. You ride up the path, and when you get there, you see the farmhouse is large but wonderfully cozy. It looks like a place that has been lived in by people for a while, and they are happy there. Once you actually, two people hear, because of the noise of the horses and everything, they hear the hooves of the horses coming up the dirt path, and two people step out of the farmhouse to welcome you. It's one, you have one toon and one human, and if it weren't for the fact that you could see the toon's outlines, they'd look basically exactly the same. I was like, "Welcome, travellers," says the toon. Like, welcome to our farm. What brings you here today?
So,
James leaps off of his horse, puts his hands on his hips, and shouts, we have all been contracted to come to your farm to assist you in, well, they didn't exactly tell us what we were here for, but they said you needed our help, so we're here to help you.
Assistance? I don't remember anyone actually saying anything about assistance. Jerry, can you think of something? Didn't we have that? No. No, because he came last week, didn't he? No, doesn't seem like we're coming for anyone assistance. Are you sure it wasn't something else?
James squints at the map for a second, perhaps a little bit too long, then looks back up and nods. Yes, I'm certain that you are the people we came to see.
Does anyone else want to chime in here?
Dan wonders if the assistance is simply just a few chores around the farm. And looks a little disappointed, but tries not to show it.
Scuttles up to the front and is looking very interested between everybody who's talking, because this is all terribly exciting. And then sort of tilts sideways, and you hear this amazing sort of rattling, clanging sound as all the stuff inside the house sort of slides to one side. And then Bukbuk says,
Is okay if I help?
and then he makes this awful, you know when a cat is like coughing up a hairball? It kind of sounds like that, but slowly and steadily, like it's being fed out of a scanner or a printer, the poster comes out from underneath Bukbuk's front door, and Bukbuk sort of shuffles forwards very, very quietly as far as a shed can manage, and like does so that the owners of this house can take the poster from him.
Okay, the human, whose name is the human who is Jerry. He grabs the poster, squints at it for a couple of seconds, then just, "Oh, you're the TPS you're like the TPS guys. Yeah, no, you're not like, you think you've gotten things a bit messed up. You're not actually here to help us. You're just here to pick up a package. Although it's getting a bit late for you guys to actually go doing that now. We were expecting you way earlier than this. Tell you what, like it's a bit too late for you guys to be going back on the roads at this point in the night. Far too many like bandits, and you get ambushed. I mean, even with your he looks up at Bukbuk, your pet friend. Even with your friend
Bukbuk
here.
is good with pet or friend. Bukbuk looks very pleased when someone says friend. Bukbuk is so excited about that.
Oh, even with your even with your friend here, wouldn't want you guys running that risk. We've got plenty of room if you wanted to stay the night here.
James looks very tense for a moment. I had something else to say here, but sorry, I'm very bad at vocal.
Okay. Then he looks at the rat, wondering what they're gonna say. Of course, he had no problem sleeping outside. He's done it before.
Well, they didn't mean outside. They were gonna like as soon as like you kind of look around and share awkward nods with each other. Like Manny, who is the toon, gives you like gestures you inside the house. Kind of looks up at Bukbuk awkwardly and going, "Do you need anything? Some straw?"
Shakes her entire carapace and is like, no, Bukbuk is good. If you need more blankets, I have many blankets. I have for dinner set and the wood pile and the no, I don't suppose there is much else. Cannot open many of my drawers. Big magic can't open until I am much stronger. But yes, I am okay. I can shrink, but not for very long. And but demonstrates this by turning back into the small chicken. And again, it's like you see this huge box folding up into this teeny weeny one with sort of squeaky, snapping wooden noises.
Both Manny and Jerry just kind of stare at this and go, and then like there's the whole silence for several seconds, and then just look at each other and shrug because. They work at a farm. They work specifically at a toon farm. This isn't the weirdest thing they've seen.
Yeah.
So they invite everyone inside, Bukbuk included if you're in chicken form for now. And like as I said before, it's a wonderfully cozy place. There's a fire burning in the grate and photographs of hundreds of smiling toon animals and their equally smiling owners from all over Inkwell decorate the walls. This is obviously a pretty long-running and popular farm, and it's pretty obvious what they do here. In which they corral and breed various toon animals. So
James almost feels comfortable enough to take off his hat, but then he remembers that was dramatic.
Misty's gonna walk over and peer at all the pictures very interestedly, and then turn back to the farm owners. So, what exactly are we here to pick up?
Oh, you're here for this, well, this is a farm, we breed animals, you're here to pick up one of the animals. The studio said that they, needed this little cub brought into town for these experiments they were doing. They didn't really give us any details, but, we've been providing them animals for ages. The horses that you rode in originally came from here. Sure, they'll be happy to see all their friends again.
Daniel lifts a brow at the word experimenting, but he doesn't say anything. However, his suspicion was pretty much cranked up to 12.
It's only just been cranked up to 12? I obviously didn't do a good enough job last session.
Oh, she was very trustworthy. ...
Bukbuk is -1 in intelligence, so you can't blame Bukbuk on that call.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Alright, so not too much passes through the rest of the evening. Manny and Jeru kind of talk to each other, talk to you. They're happy and talkative people. You're not entirely certain what the deal is with their relationship. It's not really clear, but they're happy to chat. The only thing that you really notice is that Jerry seems to be a lot happier to chat with you guys than Manny does. There's something, whenever you kind of look out of the corner of your eye, you guys see Manny looking at you, and he seems sad. He seems kind of worried and regretful that you guys are here, but whenever he actually speaks, he seems perfectly cheerful and pleasant. So they give you food for the night, they give you plenty of blankets, they let you get settled in the living room if you so choose. I'm guessing that Bukbuk does not stay inside.
Bukbuk goes outside and chills out with the horses.
All right. No, good news is the living room is it's got a nice big window that you can leave open to chat with Bukbuk to if you like. And again, while Manny and Jerry are chatting, do you guys have anything you want to say to them or anything you want to ask them?
Well, James, not to let him skipped out on any heroic deeds, happily offered to assist with literally anything. He will wash the dishes.
They seem pretty. Yeah, they seem very glad of it. Like it's like, hey, on the farm, you kind of got to do your part with everything, so they're happy to let you do all of it. Frankly.
and he does.
I think Danny would also volunteer to help.
Well, watching everyone else volunteer, obviously Miss Goose gonna volunteer too.
Book is just looking in through the window and is fascinated by this. Book has never seen people doing washing up because if you have a witch that lives in you, they use magic to tidy up. So, you know, all the soap bubbles and everything, if one floats out, they try and catch it in its door.
Oh, that's so cute.
James seems a little dismayed at everyone offering to help because obviously it's taking all the attention away from him. Because come on, he was supposed to be the good person here. Come on.
Danny volunteers to do outside work so James doesn't have to see him. So he can keep his glory.
Does this just turn into a battle of who can do the most chores?
Misty is not participating.
I don't know if anyone else sees it that way, but James.
Danny is just trying to be helpful. He doesn't realize that he's pretty much turning this into a competition. And he's completely oblivious to that fact. He doesn't understand why James seems to be getting so agitated with him. He keeps going outside, doing hard labor and more chores, heavy lifting, all that stuff. And it just doesn't seem to make him pleased. So he seems to think that he feels like James just thinks he's being lazy, so he keeps doing more.
Oh gosh, alright, can I have both of you just roll a strength check just to see how these things go?
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. Hang on a second. Probably not gonna.
Versus roll is a Snow White off.
Oh,
I love it.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna fare well for Danny.
No, this is... Ooh, okay. So, while you two are having your unknowing on one side chore war, James gets very, very into washing the dishes and scrubbing the floor and like sweeping all the dust off the things. Meanwhile, you've got Danny outside who's like happily like helping muck out the horses and like sweeping the dirt off the dirt driveway and like cleaning up all this. And they're just kind of having this little glaring at each other through the window, like past Bukbuk, past Misty, just glaring at each other through the window. And like Danny's so sad because he doesn't understand that why aren't people not happy with this? And James is like, how dare you outdo me? And they keep going, and night falls. It starts getting very late. You two are far too busy, caught up in this little chore war, that it gets to about 1 a.m. And finally, Danny just goes, no, you know what? It's late. I'm tired. We've got things to do tomorrow. I'm getting some sleep. And if they don't like me, I'll deal with that tomorrow, I guess. And comes and curls up on the couch where I'm guessing Misty has already passed out and falls asleep. And James gets this like 2 minutes of going, yes, I won. I did better. I was going for longer. And then just kind of collapses because no, this is far more work than he's ever been used to do.
Honestly, he would.
Alright, so the night passes and dawn arrives. The rosy fingers of dawn colour the sky. A rooster crows. It is quickly silenced by a nearby cat, already hungry for its breakfast. You're sure the rooster...
I'm so upset about this.
You're sure the rooster will turn up tomorrow with its wing and a sling, though. It's fine, don't worry, it'll be good. Jerry is the one to wake all of you up, clattering about the kitchen, cooking up a massive pot of oatmeal for everyone. Rise and shine, folks! It's a lovely day, the sun is shining, and you've got a quest to complete. Manny's just off wrangling the rascal now. Then you can be on your... The door slams open. In the doorway stands Manny, dusty, rumpled, and covered in crosshatches and band-aids. The victim of a dust cloud fight, if ever you've seen one. That thing is a menace. He steps inside, slams the door shut, throws his arms into the air. I told you we should have stuck with the Frankenellis. Bringing a warn into the mix was just asking for trouble. I don't even know how we're ever going to be able to catch that cub. There's a pause. Manny and Jerry stare at each other. Then very slowly, they turn their heads to look at you. A light bulb appears over Manny's head. Don't suppose you guys would be up for starting the quest a bit early, would you?
At the mention of potentially being able to do things that make him good, James snaps away, kind of peels his beak off of the floor, and leaps to his feet. Certainly! Whatever do you need my assistance with?
Alright, cut to outside. Just outside the barn, the doors are closed, and there is noise coming from inside. You slowly open the barn door, and each stick your heads around the edge, going pop, 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 peering into the gloom. Like, Bukbuk, you can just about see over everyone's heads, considering how tall you are.
Yeah, just a bit, just a few inches above everyone.
As your eyes
just a few inches.
As your eyes adjust, you see the barn is empty but for some stacks of hay and some assorted farm equipment. Manny shoves a cat carrier into James's arm, seeing as he was the one that was most excited about it. He's in there all right. No other way he could have gotten out. Look, just get him into this cage and watch out for his claws, won't ya? And then basically Manny just shoves the three smaller people into the barn and kind of can't exactly do much about Buck, but just kind of like gestures for Bukbuk to get in as well before shutting the door behind you guys.
Buck squeezes in as only a toon can because toons can. But before the door shuts behind them, Buck sort of says,
what is a menace? I have never heard of menace.
and then the door is shut.
All right.
Oh,
So
menace is someone who causes problems, let's say.
Oh, I thought it was creature that we are to catch.
It is a creature we're gonna catch. Just a
It's
creature that causes problems.
Oh, I get it.
Did
Good
look
idea.
around and see if he could see anything, any movement.
all right, give me a perception check.
All right. Can check for a second. Okay. It was. Trying.
You're pretty sure that you're in a dark barn.
Should we all roll perception because we're all in here?
Yeah, if you want to have a look around and try and figure out what you're looking for, go ahead.
All right. Then
James
goes
puts
to-
his hand over his eyes, squints menacingly into the barn.
and,
Oh,
Bukbuk,
boy.
you're not even quite sure what this building is.
Actually, I'm gonna say, like, Bukbuk has not been in many buildings.
No.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah, like you're a building inside a building. It's a pretty big barn, so there's plenty of space, but yeah. This is a pretty new experience for you. Well,
Holy.
Misty, well done.
Oh.
Okay, I'll do James first. James, you're kind of looking around and you can see plenty of things in the barn. As I said, there's plenty of kind of unused farm equipment. There's empty stalls for horses. Like it's a pretty big place. There's pretty airy. There's a second floor of the barn, and there's also a bunch of rafters at the top. But you don't really know what you're looking for. You don't know what you're here for. Misty, on the other hand, can see basically everything because that was a nat 20. So you can tell exactly where everything in the barn is. You can kind of see everything. And as you look up into the rafters, you notice this massive bit of unidentified farming equipment with a piece of rope tied around it, and the other end of the piece of rope hanging from the rafters. As you watch, there seems to be like a little bit of movement nearby, and the whole blob of farm equipment starts swinging towards all of you. Everyone,
All right, let's.
everyone, give me I think it's a reflex save, which is basically a dexterity saving throw. Misty, you get advantage because you can see this thing coming.
Okay, here we go.
Dexterity.
Okay,
Yeah. Go Bukbuk.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Oh dear. Okay. So even though Misty saw this coming, wasn't quite fast enough. Danny, you get out of the way easily. Like you basically just take a step to the side and it just flows right past you. Bukbuk, you kind of have to make sure you lean out of the way. You take a stumbling step backwards and kind of slam into the barn wall, but you're out of the way. On the other hand, James and Misty, both of you please take both of you just take 1 damage. This thing didn't actually hurt that much. But it was kind of, you've now also just been chucked to the other side of the barn as this thing has just swung down, bashed into you, and knocked you out of the way.
Oof.
Well,
Oof.
we're not going to be entering initiative order because this is not technically combat. This is just nonsense, and I can't wait to see what ideas you come up with to solve this problem.
It's just an action scene.
All right. Since Misty saw a lot of stuff, did she happen to see how big this creature was?
Reasonably small. Like you're pretty sure it's around the size of a large cat, but it was pretty hidden behind the like object of stuff. So as far as you know, it's still
If
up
it's
in the
only
rafters.
the size of, oh, sorry.
As far as you know, it's still up in the rafters.
Then Misty's going to try to reach up with her cantrip, Mage Hand, which can carry things up to 10 pounds and like just pick it
How
up.
much is that? Let me check the weight of something is real quick.
Meanwhile, Bukbuk says,
Oh, that is what menace is.
Yes, that is a menace.
Danny nods silently. I was gonna say maybe Danny should like attempt to try to pull somebody out of the way, but it already hit them.
Okay, so question: what is the range of Mage Hand again?
30 feet.
30 feet. So that's
Is the barn rafters bigger than 30 feet?
yeah, that's about 10 meters and everything. It's a pretty big barn, so it's like kind of just out of range. So you send your Mage Hand up and kind of grasp around, but it's like 2 inches short of being able to actually get on top of the rafters. You can kind of hear, like all 4 of you can kind of just hear this snickering, and you see a paw bat down at the hand and kind of knock it down.
All right. Buck, give me a hand. I need to get up.
Bukbuk looks so pleased to be able to help, and yes, Bukbuk lowers down so that the foot can help you to the hunge, and that can help you to the door, and that, eventually you scramble your way up onto Bukbuk's roof, who looks incredibly proud at this privilege. And yeah, Bukbuk
Thank you,
stretches
Bukbuk.
up on tippy toes as Bukbuk possibly can, so you're close to the rafter.
Because Bukbuk is so cute, I won't make you roll an athletics check for that, because that was just adorable.
Thank you.
Realizing that
You're the best.
realizing that he would be one-upped in helpfulness by a house, James casts dancing lights in an attempt to assist the whole sight thing.
That definitely helps, because again, this barn was reasonably dark. Like, you had little bits of light coming in, but not much. Now you can more or less see everything that's going on, and all of you can actually see that up in the rafters, there is what is most definitely a lion cub, just sitting up there and laughing at the four of you.
Right here, kitty, 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 kitty. Reaching out with mage hand again, trying to pick up this dang cub.
Let me just roll something. Can you roll? Alright, roll me dex. Roll me a dexterity.
Okay.
All of us?
No, just Misty, because she's the
Okay.
only one doing this spell.
Oops. That would be wrong. Different server. Okay.
I'll just like to say that's actually a
Cool.
14, not an 11, because this cub has a +3 to dex.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so the hand tries to make a swipe at the cub. The cub just kind of like slides out of the way in something that looks like it should probably be a dance move, but there's no music about. And like it slides away, the hand kind of overshoots, and the cub reaches behind and just like thwaps it with its tail, and the hand goes zooming down and whacks into Misty's head.
Oof.
Misty is reluctantly impressed.
Alright, anyone else want to try the next thing?
Should we? Danny wonders if maybe they could set it.
Bukbuk is just staying where he is, so certain people don't fall to their death.
Appreciated.
So I say, Danny wonders if they should either set a trap or have somebody chase the cub into the cage. But considering how much luck they've had so far, he figures it's not going to be that easy with either one.
In a rare moment of thinking things through, James realizes that this cub is young, of course, and what do young people like? Entertainment.
Oh dear.
So obviously he grabs I guess something that sounds vaguely like a percussion instrument when you bang on it, and starts tapping out a little tune.
Okay, roll me is it just entertainment? Is it
Performance.
well yeah, roll me performance.
You cat stands.
And that's a D20 skill check.
Yeah.
Here.
That's not bad. You have very good performance. Alright, so the lion cub does actually seem to like quite like you sound like not absolutely into it, but definitely is bobbing along and is kind of just like peering over the rafters to get a better look at you as you're tapping away at your little performance. And it's like definitely seems to kind of be bopping about and enjoying the rhythm of it.
Bukbuk has a nice little cantrip and really likes the music. Like this is very exciting. Very limited exposure to music at all. So Bukbuk is so excited that they sort of almost accidentally start using their cantrip, which is called Druidcraft, and a sort of little succession of flower blossoms, little cherry blossoms, start popping out all over the roof beam, but they're sort of leading in a path towards Bukbuk's roof, because Bukbuk is sort of dancing about and humming happily. In fact, some of the cherry blossoms have appeared on Bukbuk.
That's
Don't know what
adorable.
that counts as. He's just really happy.
Question: Is James's dancing light still active?
Sorry?
James's dancing lights is still active, right?
Yeah.
It lasts for about a minute.
Yeah, so like it's been about 30 seconds now, but so yeah, the dancing lights are probably going to go out soon, but at least you kind of know what's going on up there now. So yeah, the lion cub seems pretty startled by the flowers just suddenly popping out everywhere, and as they kind of pop up along the branch, like pop 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 pop, you can see like the lion cub like jumping back, and they're obviously a bit shocked by this. I mean, they're very pretty, but why are there suddenly flowers here? Because it doesn't seem like they've really seen much in the way of flowers before. And as it keeps hopping back, I'm actually going to roll for this one. Alright, so I was going to say that they fell off, but they definitely didn't fall off. In fact, they get a little bit spooked by it and actually jump up higher onto the rafters, and now they're kind of walking. There's this mass of rope and everything strung between some of the rafters, and now they're kind of just like tight rope walking along some of the ropes.
My bad.
Danny wonders if maybe food would entice it to come down. He knows that if it's young, it's probably hungry too. So he would search around in his bag, see if he could find any like dried jerky or anything.
I mean, like, yeah, you probably do have some jerky in your rations. However, it is just jerky. This like the lion cub is they're not too hungry because they live on this farm. They're get very well cared after, and it's like while they don't exactly get the best food ever, they get some more exciting stuff than jerky. So unless you can add some pizzazz,
This is. Then would just look through to see if he could find something that he could use, and he finds just mostly like herb jerky, and eventually he gives up on the food, and then wonders if he could just entice it down, possibly with maybe a toy or something that it would want to play with.
Do you have a toy?
Let's see,
can you make a toy?
Well, James knows minor illusion.
And we've all got silent image.
I mean, do I have a prestidigitation? Blah, blah, blah. I can create a non-magical trinket or illusory image that can fit in my hand and lasts until the end of my next turn.
That's 6 seconds, so I mean, yeah, let's go with it. I want to see how this works. What do you make?
Right. So, Misty's, what's this here? And then she starts making a little toy. It's like, ooh, that's cool. And since I can have multiple effects, when it starts to vanish, I create a puff of like, actually no, a little shower of sparks. So there's like a little top in my hand. I spin it and shower of sparks. You get a little toy car, it rooms off into the corner, and then shower of sparks. Just really interesting things. I'm not paying attention to the cup at all. Wow, this is so much fun down here. Ooh. And then I look up at the cup sort of jealously and have a little, I don't know. Yeah, let's just give it.
I think it's a good.
I don't know.
Right.
Walking. No. Action figure of some sort. And sort of like tuck it in against my body like I'm trying to protect it from the cub.
That's amazing. Okay, the cub is like definitely looking down at you, wondering what the little lights and shiny noises are, like all the oohs and ahs, and like it's obviously eyes wide, mouth a little open, and just like, ooh, I want those shiny toys too. And because they're so busy looking at all the toys and everything, they start wobbling on the rope, and let's see if they can actually catch themselves. Their luck just about holds out, but not very much. The rope wobbles and everything, and they accidentally slip off. They try and grab onto the rope, a claw snags onto it, and they are now hanging from the ropes among the rafters by a single claw. They're not strong enough to pull themselves back up, and they're not in any position to kind of go do anything. and they don't really want to fall because it's like 12 meters down, and yeah, so you kind of like the cub is now stuck on the ropes by a claw, scrabbling about trying to pull themselves up, but they can't.
Can James try to find a way to climb up and grab them?
Like, if you want to, yeah, there are some stairs leading up to the second floor, and it's a very ricketing looking ladder that leads up into the rafters. So, do you want to do that?
Yes.
Give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Bukbuk keeps sidling along, so Bukbuk is directly beneath both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Make it a slightly smaller fall. Oh dear. Oh dear. At least it wasn't a crit fail. Just. Alright. James, as you managed to actually get up the stairs okay, to the second floor. They kind of creak under you worryingly, but you managed to get up there okay. But the moment you step foot on the ladder that leads up onto the rafters, you hear this, and the ladder just starts very slowly tipping off screen until it's hanging off like the top story of the barn, which is kind of like it's like a half story leading over, and then James, you're still clinging to the ladder. The ladder is now also over about like 8-meter drop. So better cling tight, James.
Can I roll dexterity to not fall?
Yeah. So it would be a dex saving throw, which you might be a bit more proficient in.
Okay.
And Danny looks at the situation, realizing it just got worse.
Mm-hmm.
Who ever knew catching a cat was so difficult?
Okay, come on. I wish there was.
Hello, hello?
Huh?
Oh, sorry, everyone had a...
What happened?
Ooh,
Oh.
that's a crit fail.
Oh.
Okay, so the ladder just kind of falls off screen. James kind of, so like it starts off with like when the ladder first breaks, it's like slowly tipping. You get James just kind of staring into the camera with eyes wide and whole. Uh-oh. And then it falls, and the moment it kind of hits flat, it continues to fall. James, your grip just goes, and you go thunk, 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 down all the rungs onto the ladder, and there's still like another 3-meter drop, and you just thunk, land flat on your back. There's this puff of dust, and I want you to take please take another 1 damage.
Okay.
Like, take 1 point damage and about 10 points of embarrassment.
James pulls himself out of the him-shaped, dusts himself off, and pretends that did not happen.
Perfect.
Misty, pointedly not looking at James, casts Mage Hand again, this time holding it out where the cub can see it, so he has the opportunity to take the hand instead of fall.
Alright, the cub does see the... The cub does see the hand. Mostly, like, the cub was rather busy staring at the mess that was James's rescue attempt. But it does...
He's trying.
Alright, actually, wait.
Trying.
Let's do D20. What would a good... I should have made a fucking character sheet for this guy. Yeah, okay, I'll just give him, like... Oh, okay. So the cub completely does not notice the hand. The cub that was a perception check. The cub doesn't notice anything. The cub is like focused on the fact that its claw is still stuck in the rope and it can't move and can't do anything. So unfortunately, doesn't see the hand enough to know that okay, it would be safe to let go.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
You guys are doing so well, and the rolls just keep undermining you.
So is he stuck, or is he just won't let go?
It's a mixture of both. Like, you know that thing where cats kind of get their claw stuck in some sort of soft object, and it's like, they possibly could get it out if they were intelligent, but they're not.
Oh.
Like when they have a bag on their head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And they're too busy panicking to realize they can just still.
Yeah, exactly. The cub is too busy panicking to realize that, oh wait, I could get out of this.
Yeah.
So can Danny attempt to go up there and grab him?
The ladder up into the rafters is now broken. However, you can still get to the second floor, and like you possibly could try climbing up one of the beams, but it would be a much more difficult check.
What would
Bukbuk help? Because
what would that
Bukbuk has
be?
a
Athletics?
spell.
Oh yeah. Does
Or
Bukbuk help?
acrobatics?
Bukbuk has spider climb, so Bukbuk could cast spider climb on you, and that would help you be able to climb up vertical surfaces
Spider
and along
dance.
ceilings.
Spider dance. Does
All right,
whatever a spider can.
please do this. Please do this in character. Please tell me how this goes down.
Okay. I don't even know. Do I have to roll anything for that? I think it's just a buff, so I don't think I do.
Yeah, I think
you don't have to roll
just
that.
it just like it just happens.
Okay. Okay, Bukbuk is still sort of concerned about the failed attempt that resulted in James landing on his back, but Bukbuk now is sort of like,
Oh, you have rest, friend. Yes, you rest. A nice sleep. Yes.
Never mention this again.
Okay, I won't. Is name Dan? Yes. Your name is Dan. Yes.
Yes.
Would you be able to use hands? Bukbuk have no hands, but if I touch you, you can climb.
and Bukbuk doesn't even wait for permission. Bukbuk very, very, very gently touches the back with a very, very large cartoon chicken claw, and you feel all sort of super zingy and tickly and like a spider might.
Spider Dan does whatever a spider can.
Hearing that music,
That was
hearing that
nice.
music in the background. Danny was surprised by this,
One
but
spell slot, but you know.
Danny's surprised by this, but he knows now that he can probably climb up there and get the cub. Do I need to roll for this?
You have spider climb. That means you can just automatically walk on walls. Give me give me a dex check, but give me like an are you better at athletics or acrobatics?
Okay. I'll try I guess I'll try acrobatics. Give me a
Okay,
second.
so like this will be a very low check, but do roll it anyway. Nice. That was a nat 20. Okay, you just kind of like stick your foot in the wall and you just walk up. It's easy peasy. You get up there, zero problem at all. It's like gravity just kind of shifted 90 degrees for you. So you can kind of easily get up the wall, and then you get up to the rafters and you shift your foot again and gravity turns another 90 degrees, and you're just walking along the bottom of the rafters, and you can now easily get within reach of where the cub is dangling. It's like within arm's reach, still stuck to the rope, but you can get to him.
James obviously does not appreciate gravity. Did I cut out?
A little bit, but no, gravity only shifts for Danny, thankfully.
Okay, well, either way, he just because he already doesn't like.
You cut out for a bit, but I understood that part. Okay, so
Leave Danny alone.
then
Danny's a
reach out-
sweetie.
Reach out to grab the cub and unhook him at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cub.
The mage hand would be assisting you.
All right. Mage hand
Hang on,
is
let me sort something out because I think I'm like really cutting her out.
okay. So Danny, you can just reach out. The mage hand is kind of there to catch catch the cub just in case. The cub is still struggling about and very much oblivious to everything else that's going on. So give me a dex check, just to see if this works.
The mage hand is doing assist, so he might get advantage.
Yeah. So yeah, Danny, you've got advantage on this.
Okay, so okay, because this one.
Nice. And roll again just in case you get even better. Though I don't think I should. No, you know what? You can't actually. You see if you can get an actual 20.
Oh, 1 second.
All right, so we'll go with the 90. So you rolled it. So you've got 22, which means like you just kind of like reach over and like you with one hand you kind of hold the cub's bum, and the other hand you just like unhook its claw, and then you're just kind of standing upside down with this cub, and to like everyone, to you it kind of might feel a bit weird because you've got to hold the cub upside down because again you're standing upside down.
Yeah.
And going off the acrobatics check from before, you kind of just continue walk. You can just like now you've got the cub, and the cub is very stunned because where did this come from? There's a person here, and then just kind of just slowly, bit by bit, just walk down the wall, walk down and walk back onto the floor, and now you just got the kind of cub in your arm who's just going. I have no idea what's going on, but I don't like this.
Immediately, there's a ball in Oh, can I create things at a distance? Hang on a sec. Never mind.
Oh well, I'm guessing is Danny back on the floor with everyone else now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he came back down.
When Danny is within 10 feet range of Misty, a small, colorful ball appears in his arms where the cub is.
Mm-hmm.
The cub is like immediately. It's like once you kind of got into the ground and everything, the cub had started squirming because oh no, okay, I've been captured again. This was not what was meant to happen. I may be free, but now I'm not free anymore. This is bad. And ooh, shiny, and is immediately distracted by the ball and kind of reaches up to bat at it.
When he bats, it dissolves into a puff of sparkles, and then a new ball appears.
The process repeats. Bats at it. Ooh!
And and it just keeps happening until the cub gets in the cage.
Okay, so you managed to, thankfully, without too much hassle, get the cub into the cat carrier. And hooray, well done, you have completed your first proper task. Great teamwork, guys. Great teamwork, guys.
Can I roll intimidation?
Yeah, if you really if you want to.
Okay. So
yeah, no.
James glares at Danny and kind of drags his finger across his neck, like in that slit throat gesture. But given how he's still kind of roughed up from that fall, it doesn't really work.
Probably makes Danny giggle a little bit.
It's like, oh yay, now you're becoming friends. This is what friends do, right? They joke with each other. Sorry, tell me off if I'm putting words in any of your characters' mouths, please.
No, it's perfect.
Alright, so Cub successfully wrangled and in the cat carrier. It's not too happy about being in the cat carrier and will gnaw at the bars, but the good news is the cat carrier locks and it can't go anywhere now. Lion Cub has been wrangled and you guys may can leave the barn. Manny and Jerry have been waiting just outside with their ears in the doors, waiting to hear whatever chaos they're expecting. And they did hear plenty of that, thank you, James. But but it took nowhere near as long and nowhere near as many mishaps as they were expecting. So when you come out, they're just like, oh yeah, congratulations, you two. You managed to get it. That was exactly what we needed. Basically, you just need to take this back to the city now, and it shouldn't be any problem. Like, well done. You four are proper heroes. You know what you're doing here. It's like, well done.
Oh, thank you.
Danny struck a pose, being slightly flattered by this.
James pretends that he actually did something, and he adjusts his hat, grins, and says, "Of course, it was no trouble at all. Do tell us if you ever need our help again. Contract or no, it's always great to help someone in need."
Bukbuk has grown even more cherry blossoms, and you suddenly realize that this is the equivalent of Bukbuk blushing.
Oh,
I love Bukbuk.
Bukbuk loves you. Yeah, Bukbuk is very, very pleased. Bukbuk likes being called a hero. This is very nice.
Yes. Can I reach through the fourth wall and give Buck a pat on the head?
Bukbuk is so happy.
Misty is going to lean over and give Bukbuk a pat on the foot and say, "Thanks for the assist earlier, buddy."
Bukbuk can't even talk. Bukbuk just sort of makes this really happy noise.
Aww.
All right.
Killed you all now.
All right. So yeah, Manny and Jerry congratulate the four of you. Say like, "Yep, okay, that was basically all that really needed to happen. Like that was, what you needed to get done. The whole point of you coming to this farm was basically collect this cub and then head back into town because it was basically just a glorified fetch quest. And you now have the thing that you came to fetch. Time to continue on the quest. Manny and Jerry say like, yeah, you're welcome back. Well, specifically Jerry says you're welcome back anytime. They'd love to have you here again. They could give you a tour around the farm at some point if you wanted. They've got heaps of animals here. Manny seems a bit more awkward about saying goodbye to you guys, but like, yeah, it's like waves you off and everything still.
Why does Manny seem awkward?
Yeah.
Well, do you want to roll insight, maybe?
Yes. I think that would just be a flat d20, probably. Double check that. Yep, not proficient in insight.
Well, you can still roll it. It just means you won't get the extra bonus and stuff.
Nope. So it's a flat 10.
Okay. So Misty, it's like you can tell that like Manny is feeling a bit awkward about something involving you guys and has been acting a bit off the whole time, like from the moment that like he realized you guys were working for Triplanar Studios. But like maybe he's just nervous, maybe he's just got a bit of social anxiety or something. You're not sure.
Can Danny roll an insight?
Yeah, sure. Anyone that wants to try and work out what's up with Manny, go ahead.
Okay.
Buck is just still in a blissful haze of happiness, so Buck doesn't even notice it.
That's fair. Just to clarify things, Manny is the toon farmer, by the way. Jerry is the human.
Gosh, another
Yeah,
time.
Danny, you so Danny, you know just as much as Misty did. James, you're fairly certain that Manny is only nervous around you guys because he's obviously recognized that you are James S. Quackbeth.
Yes.
And is a big fan and is too awkward to admit that he's a fan. But oh yes, he's obviously just nervous because he's around his hero.
He would.
Yes, this is accurate.
Alright, so you guys have the thing you were here to collect. It is your choice. You can get back onto the horses that you came on and head back into town, or you can stay and wander around the farm for a bit longer and chat with these guys for longer if you wanted.
I to do that, but like seeing other animals.
Okay, James, the feather out of his hat, and signs Manny's. Then tips his hat and walks triumphantly back to the.
Manny doesn't really know what to do with this. He doesn't actually like. In reality, Manny has no idea who you are, but it's like all right then. Thanks.
Certainly fine. Anything for you, of course.
Danny would try to tell him it's like, I think he was famous at one point, so just accept it as a gift.
Yeah, Manny just kind of like looks at Danny, nods, goes like, yeah, I gotcha, and puts the autograph in his pocket.
Might be worth something someday, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Possibly.
Maybe in his hometown.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, James was headed for the horses. Bukbuk wanted to maybe wanted to look around at the other animals. What about the other two?
Danny would be up for either, really. What do you think? Yeah, Danny wouldn't mind, walking around. Though at the same time, he understands that he has a quest, a quote-unquote quest that he needs to finish as well.
Yeah, you guys are on a contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Alright, so
Not going out of their way to like spend a long time. They're just very, very curious because they have learned what a menace is.
No.
Oh, Bukbuk's the cutest thing in the world.
Misty, what are your
So
what
yeah,
are
I
your
don't know
opinions?
if I roll anything for looking at other animals at all.
Misty,
let
your
Bukbuk
opinion.
just
Misty, what are your opinions on going or staying?
Well, we were tasked to do a job. We should complete the job as fast as we can.
Fair enough. Bukbuk, I'm very sorry, but you have been outvoted.
That's okay. Bukbuk is a little disappointed, but understands because it is very important that we complete the mission.
Yes, you need to be heroes. You're going to be stars. All right. So you all head back to the horses and everything. Manny and Jerry wave you both goodbye. Again, Jerry invites you, says like you're welcome back at any time. And it's like if they've got any other like lion wrangling they need to do, they'll give you a call. But otherwise, it's time to head back off. Who is carrying the cub on their horse?
Danny can carry it.
Inside, but
James will volunteer.
Okay.
James will volunteer. I'm not certain that's the wisest idea. It's just for the sake of entertainment. Please roll animal handling again.
Anything that'll make him look better than Danny.
Danny has no idea why he.
oh boy. That's the
James,
seventh,
you.
Also, can this apply to the horse too?
Yeah, this applies to both the horse. Okay, so what happened? You're walking up to the horse and everything's like, oh yes, I will take the lion. I will be the hero. And you're kind of like looking, you're like, oh, you're not so bad now that you're all like all boxed up and in a cage and everything. Are you? Are you? And you kind of like stick one of your fingers through the bars of the cage, kind of waggle it into the lion bites your finger. Like just like chop and attaches itself, and you're then wave your hand like ah, the whole cat carrier is just going flying about, still attached to your hand. Eventually, you whip your hand hard enough, the cage goes flying off and just like kind of bounces along the road. From the force of that flying off, you also kind of go thumping back a bit, and then you bash into the horse.
Oh,
As you bash it, now this was the same horse that hated you from yesterday as well. This horse is still rather unhappy with you. So as you bash into it, it whinnies and kicks out one of its back feet, catching you right in the bum. So please take another 2 damage from both the bitten finger and getting kicked by a horse as you go sprawling into the dirt.
How are those hit points looking? Like, do you need help?
Yeah, you should have lost 4 by now. I know that Misty's down 1 and James is down 4.
James peels himself and says, I meant to do that.
Danny would go to pick up the carrier. Can't leave it on the road.
Yeah, the lion seems much happier to be carried by Danny, considering that Danny was the one that rescued him from up on the rope and everything. So that doesn't really put up much of a fight. Not happy about being tossed around, but at least isn't going to go biting anyone unless you stick your fingers in a cage too.
As an apology for being tossed around, Misty starts the ball sparkle game again.
Yes, there's not exactly as much room considering the cat carrier is possibly a little bit small for the cub. But it still seems like pretty happy to at least be distracted by the fancy colours and glitter and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
The negative side effect of this is that Bukbuk is also looking at the glittery ball, like, leaning in that slightly too close for comfort kind of way, but Bukbuk just doesn't really realise because it's shiny.
Bukbuk, do you want to play with the glittery ball?
Oh, can I?
And Misty turns to the cub. Sorry, it's time to share. And then she starts summoning small balls for Bukbuk to play with.
And every time there's a new ball, like Bukbuk scurries towards it, and it's like a cat with a laser pointer, and squashes it, and it's not there. Oh, but there's another one. So you just scuttle on, like the whole journey is spent like chasing after these sparkly things.
So I'm just imagining this happening. Is like you've all gotten on the horses, you're all riding back and everything now, and Bukbuk's just like coming along afterwards, chasing after these little glittery balls, just trailing behind the rest of you.
Yep.
Not by
James
far, because they
crosses
only
his
appear
arms
10
and very-
feet from Misty. So.
sorry. James crosses his arms and looks very pointedly away from all the entertainment, pretending that he isn't at least somewhat endeared by Bukbuk.
No, we need to give James at least one win just to cheer him up a bit. But also, I'm afraid if we do that, he'll be even more insufferable.
Both.
All right, so you head back to town. Can everyone please roll me a survival check?
Boy, what on earth?
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Bukbuk, you're too distracted by the glittery ball.
I really am.
Okay, so everyone... Oh god, how did it... Alright, so...
Oh, Danny's still carrying the carrier, right?
Yeah, Danny's got the cat carrier.
Okay.
So, so Danny, James, and Misty, as you're going along the horses, like you're going fine. The horses seem to kind of be more or less behaving. There's no real issue at all. Bukbuk, as you go along, you are very, very, very distracted by the shiny glittery balls that Misty keeps conjuring up for you. And as you kind of, as you go along, you don't notice the, like, there's like a massive, slight trench in the road that all the horses got over just fine, but you don't notice it. Your foot goes into it and you just fall smack bang onto your face, front of your house. Whatever counts as a face for a house.
Accompanied with the proper sound of a house smacking into the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, of course, bomb.
Yeah, and at the sound and as soon as you kind of hear that sound, you will hear some, like, whooping and yelling coming from the forest either side of you, and 5 bandits come and surround your party. They just they're
dear.
basically little they're just like they're just toon bandits. They look like they were created solely to be the whole faceless villain. They've got handkerchiefs around their face and hats pulled low, and they're kind of scowling at you and it's like surrounding you and going like, "All right, your money or your life."
Bukbuk is pretty unaware of this because Bukbuk's seeing window is face down, and their feet are like scrabbling up and down. But I'm guessing that Bukbuk is prone. Is this the downside?
Mm-hmm. All right, I want everyone to please roll me initiative.
Initiative?
Does initiative?
Yeah, plus your dexterity.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
So,
Oh god, what I put the notes for
initiative
these
plus.
guys.
You said initiative plus dexterity?
It's a d20 plus dex. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
So
okay.
what? Modmad 10, other 16. So I'm juggling about 7 different pages with all the different stats here. So give me like 2 seconds to make sure I've got everything in order.
Gotcha.
Nice. 10, 16, Ricket 12. 21, and these guys had a... I'm just going to do all of them one after the other, so... 17. Ah! I wish I had some of this stuff on paper. All right, so first up is Danny. These the bandits are all kind of they're a little bit behind you because you actually got past the trap just fine. However, they are in front of Bukbuk, so they kind of there's like 3 of them walling you. You got 3 off from Bukbuk, and then 2 either side of Bukbuk. They're about the closest one is about 20 feet away.
Okay. So Dan would pull his crossbow out, get it loaded up. It's not even gonna say anything. Just show that he's ready to fight. Got the cat carrier on one arm. Oh, he's gonna be fighting with one arm, but that's fine. Do I need to roll?
Basically it's like to make an attack and everything, it's kind of you choose how you're going to attack. Is it going to be with a close range weapon or with a long distance weapon, or if you're going to cast a spell? And it's kind of so how do you want to attack them?
Long range.
Long range, in which case basically you roll a d20 plus your attack bonus, which should be like the little so it's like you should have on your character sheet, it's kind of like name of your weapon, and then you've got the attack bonus, so then roll a d20 plus the attack bonus.
Okay, so okay.
Alright. That is not enough to go get past their armor class. So as you quickly whip out your crossbow and you go like, oh no, they got to attack my friends. And as you pull and as you knock an arrow and let go, it goes pinging a bit to the side and goes right past them. And that's your do you want to move at all? You should have, I believe it's 30 feet movement. Did you want to move around, get closer, get further away?
Move around and probably get further away to put distance, and also protecting the cub. Can't get too close with something in his arms, but figures if he gets further away, he could probably get a better aim and keeps them at a distance. Okay. So do I roll again?
No, you don't need to roll. It's just like you have 30 feet movement. You can basically just move as far as 30 feet away from where you currently are.
Okay.
So, how much do you want to move, and in what direction?
He'll probably move about 15 feet towards the left.
To the you are on a road. I'm actually just going to quickly. I realize this is a little bit of a confusing situation, so I'm going to draw. Okay. Pulled out my drawing pad super quickly to try and just kind of show you how things kind of look. I just thank you, MS Paint.
Improv art, I like it.
Okay. So that's
I should probably just
got. There's Bukbuk, and then I'm going to have you 3 are on your horses there, and then you've got bandit there, bandit there, bandit there, bandit here, and then like shrubbery. Sorry, I realize you can't actually see what I'm doing, but you will in a moment.
Okay.
Peep radio.
Okay. Game zone. Alright, so you guys are in blue. Bukbuk is obviously the house. The bandits are the ones beautiful. In red. So you guys are on a long straight road.
It's
the Bukbuks are bandits are surrounding Bukbuk. So James, did you want to move further down the road to get away from the bandits?
That is beautiful, man.
Thank you.
It's marvelous.
Thank you. A true artist. So yeah, like what were you doing, Danny?
Oh, hang on. Danny was going to move a little further back, and
Okay.
he was going to go towards the left. But when he ran into things, but he was going to move to the left to take out the bandit in the corner in the front.
Okay, you've already done your attack, so like this is just your movement. If you're moving to what is on the left of the you're the blue circles. The bandits are red.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So are you're moving to the left away from the bandits?
Yes.
Okay.
Just
So
by like 15 feet.
okay, so Danny, you are now 35 feet away from the bandits, which is excellent because it means they can't run up and get you. Next up in the initiative order is the bandits, and obviously there is a walking house here. Okay, yes, there's a bunch of people on horses over there. I realize Danny, you probably would have had been able to go further because you're on a horse, but oh well. There is an actual living house here. There's obviously gonna be good stuff in the house. If all else fails, they can just sell the living house. They're gonna attack Bukbuk.
No.
It's alright, I've got a high AC.
Everyone
Yeah.
get your pitchforks.
Yeah, so all 5 of them are gonna attack Bukbuk. What is that thing? Plus 3 to hit.
You can attack as like a swarm if you do one roll. For
Yeah, I think I'm just
all
gonna
of
do
them.
that. 5, 8, 20 plus.
Can
Just be a nat 20. I'll die.
oh gosh.
Okay, so they got 18 in total. So that's. I'm guessing they all hit. If you want, I can
That'll
make
do.
them. If you want, I think I'm gonna make. I might actually split them up into 3 groups. So you've got the 3. I'll say the 3 in the that are on the road all hit you. I'll roll separately for the ones on the side
That's extremely generous, thank you.
because I don't want to kill Bukbuk.
No one wants to kill.
Bukbuk is too much
Okay,
delight.
does a 16 hit?
Fortunately, yes.
Okay, so that's the one on
My
the top.
AC is 13.
So literally all.
Oh my goodness. What are your rolls, man?
Dang.
Okay, these
You took a
bandits
lot of
just.
good rolls.
These bandits just really want to take out Bukbuk. In that
To
case.
be fair, Bukbuk is like lying down, so
Okay, so that's. I'm just gonna go 5d6 plus.
Oh my gosh.
Like technically should be plus 5. So they 18 damage. No, it's non-lethal damage.
oh my goodness me. Yes, that's a big oof. I had 21.
Oh.
So
Oof.
Oh jeez.
Oof.
Oh
big
jeez.
oof. Big oof.
And the sad thing is, you guys lost your fighter. So, because Alex is gone.
Okay. Okay, so can they start attacking again?
No, they've all taken their turns. The only thing that's changed is they have moved a little bit closer to Bukbuk, so like they're all within 5 feet of Bukbuk, and they're about, we'll call it 30 feet away from James and Misty, and a further distance away from Danny. So Bukbuk's on like 3 health. You guys might want to do something.
Ooh.
And next up in the initiative order is Misty.
Misty is vibrating with rage. They all just ganged up on her favorite house. So she's going to cast. These are all toons, correct?
Yes.
So she's gonna pick the one that looks like it hit Bukbuk the hardest and cast Mel's acid arrow at him.
Ooh. Okay. So roll to attack.
Which, okay, would be +5. 5.
That hits.
16?
That hits. How much
All
damage?
right.
Roll damage.
So on a hit, they take 4d4 acid damage immediately,
Nice.
and then 2d4 on the start of their turn.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, that's 44. That's 9 damage. Oh, basically, I'm gonna because you guys lost your fighter. I'm actually making these guys a little bit weaker than they should be. So, well done. That actually just wipes that guy out in one blow. Well done.
Huh.
I'm gonna get rid of
All right.
I'm actually gonna like I'm gonna be updating the little image as we go along, and I will send you guys stuff as we go. So
Cool.
so
Gotcha.
yeah, you just wiped out that guy in one go. Well done. Next,
Thank you.
did you want to move at all?
Ordinary circumstances, Misty would move back, but since she just one-shotted one of them, she's going for intimidation. So she turns to the next one and makes that sort of like points two fingers at her, points two fingers at them. I'm coming for you. Watch it.
Roll intimidation then, please.
All right, that would be what +1, I think.
They got an absolutely terrible wisdom save, so I think you're good unless you whiff this entirely.
Oh. Okay, don't whiff, don't whiff.
Nice.
No.
Okay, that
I
one.
did just murder a man.
Okay, so yeah, you just
Fair, yeah.
murdered one, and the one next to him is just like, oh shit, what the fuck? That's bad, and wets his pants. So
Accompanied by the curb your imagine.
yeah, pretty much. So that guy is like utterly terrified and does not want to be in this fight anymore. So onwards is next turn is James. So you've got one's
Okay.
dead, one's terrified. There are still 3 that are unaffected, and Bukbuk is very badly injured.
Okay, well. Sorry, hang on, I'm looking up stuff.
One second.
Can I jump at the one that's still on the road that is alive and not scared?
Yep. Do you want to attack him?
Yeah. Like jumping off the horse to attack him.
Okay, so you ride up and you swing down with your weapon. What do you? So roll for attack.
Shoot, how do I?
It's a D20 plus your attack bonus.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
Yeah, you jump off the horse and you're too busy trying to look fancy, trying to look great, and as you swing down, your foot gets caught in the stirrup, and your sword just kind of goes whipping right past it, and the bandit doesn't even have to move. So that was both your move and your attack, and it did not go great. Sorry. And next, so this is how
appreciates the effort.
yeah, this is how things
I
are.
like how one of them is yellow.
It's because he's yellow bellied. We're going with that.
Or is it?
Next up, it's Bukbuk. Bukbuk, what do you want to do? Please say sit on one of them.
Well, first I have to ask, like, am I still lying down, or do I have to use my, like, physical action
Yeah.
getting up?
Yeah,
Because either way,
stand up.
Yeah, movement. You've actually you're prone at the moment. You've got to use your movement to stand up. However, all the bandits are within 5 feet of you, so you can do a physical attack.
I only have 3 hit points. So I'm like, do I do cure wounds, or do I do sit? I feel like Bukbuk is like so peaceful, and they've been lying face down, so they haven't really seen all of the gratuitous violence that's been happening. So they thought they just hurt themselves really badly by falling on their face. So Bukbuk gets up and is sort of saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's very clumsy. It's shiny ball. I got distracted," and rolls to heal themselves because they don't really realize what's been going on.
Oh no!
So that's
Please heal good. I don't want to
so
kill
long
Bukbuk.
since I've done heal.
That's not too bad. Could be worse.
Yeah,
Could be very
it's not
worse.
great, but it's something.
It means you're
So
likely
I'm
to.
afraid that
Yeah, it means like you're probably going to at least withstand the next round.
yeah. Honestly, it's more than my sorcerer has. So 7 hit points will do me.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, back up to the top of initiative, and it is Danny's go.
Okay. Let's see. So he's going to try another long range attack at the guy on the right of Bukbuk.
On
So-
the wait, on
The
the to the top or the bottom of
hang on, I'm
the
trying to-
image?
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, the very bottom of the image. Sorry,
Okay.
I was like trying to like angle it so I could.
No, it's
really-
okay.
All right. So and it was the. Hold on.
So yeah, D20 plus your attack bonus.
Okay. I think I did it wrong last time, but let me try. Let's try that.
Okay, that definitely hits. Yes, well done. Now you need to
Right.
actually roll for damage. So next to your attack bonus, there should actually be like a damage and type. So it's generally like a 1d4 or a 1d6 plus 2 or plus 3 or whatever.
Okay. Oh, I roll for that.
Yes.
Okay.
I realized I could
So-
actually just have your character sheet up and be able to tell you the exact numbers. If you're using, if you're using your hand crossbow, it's 1d6 plus 1. Or if are you using your hand crossbow or your light crossbow?
It was the light.
All right, in that case, it's 1d8 plus 2, which is pretty nasty.
1d8 plus 2. Like, did I do it right?
Nice. Oh, it's-
Nice.
So again, you fire off a shot, and you are outraged that how dare they hurt my friends like this. And the crossbow just goes like straight through like the bandit's chest, and just like cut out the other side of it. Oh well, I'm dead, and flops right over. So well done, you have just managed to wipe out another bandit.
Nice.
Do you wish to move or anything?
He'll move closer.
All right,
I
bit
like-
closer.
Yeah, by like 20 feet.
20 feet, so you'll be just a little bit past Misty in terms of placement. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's getting ready to fight again, so he's going for close range.
Alrighty, so next up it is the bandits go again. Well done for wiping out another one. The two that are still fine are just going to attack. I'm just going to make them attack as one. Actually, no, I won't, because we've got one of them that's going to attack Bukbuk. So this one's the attacking Bukbuk. It's
Oh,
11.
it doesn't make it.
Oh wait, no, 1 sec. It's I forgot to add a plus 3, so that's actually 13. Sorry, 14.
Oops.
It just makes it.
It just I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Bukbuk. Okay, that's then
Bad chicken noises all around.
1d6 plus 1. 6 plus 1. Alright, so take another 3 damage.
It wasn't 7.
You're still alive. Like, good thing you healed, but you're still, like, you're good. Alright, and then the other one that is still in one piece, so it basically looks over at James and goes, dude, what the fuck? Except doesn't swear because he's a toon, so kind of just a bit of Brawlix comes out, and takes a swing at him, and it's D20 plus 3. Does a 13 hit? James?
Oh, sorry, was I supposed
Does a 13 hit?
You're cutting out, sorry.
Oh, like, the bandit just, swung at you with a sword. Does a 13 get past your armor class?
Let me see. No.
Alright, so the bandit swings. James, you just managed to duck out of the. You managed to kind of like swish your cloak up, and it catches onto the sword and pulls it to the side just in time in a wonderfully cool move. In fact, your first cool move of the day. So the bandit completely misses and goes like, oh god, what am I meant to do now? And moves onward. Okay, then you have the yellow-bellied bandit who is absolutely terrified by everything that has just happened, and uses his move to kind of dart through Bukbuk's legs and try and leg it down the path. Doing so provokes an attack of opportunity. So Bukbuk, you see this bandit trying to run through your legs. Do you choose to, like, peck at it?
Time for sit.
Time for sit? Okay. Roll me a d20 plus your attack bonus.
If it fits.
I'm actually like, what's my attack bonus? God. This is not something I thought I would have to do. Oh my goodness, it's +4.
Nice.
Big
gosh,
boy.
please hit.
That, well, I'm fairly certain that does actually hit. That just hits. That just hits. So as the bandit tries to run away, you have Bukbuk just like going, oh wait, something underneath me. Smush. And roll damage.
Oh no! What do I even roll damage for that? Like, is that an unarmed strike?
I think that's crushing.
Yeah, let's call it a 1d6 plus 2 crushing damage.
Okay. So.
Nice. Okay. So the bandit is not dead. The bandit is still in one piece, but is looking rather flat at the same time, and is definitely not going to get anywhere. Like, is definitely not going to be able to run away anytime soon. And that is the bandits go over. Next up is Misty. Let me kind of just adjust.
Misty's gonna look.
I was like, let me quickly adjust the image of things so that I'm just going to. I like doing these little doodles. They're very silly and very fun. Oh wait, that's the wrong.
All right.
Misty, what do you actually plan on doing?
Magic missile.
Magic missile? Which one?
At the one that hit Bukbuk unless he falls dead and I roll real well, in which case I'll move my last missile. No, wait, never mind. It only does d4 plus 1.
Yeah,
all of them will go to the
Alright, so you've got that one being
guy at the top. Takes 2 damage.
Alright.
Then he takes 4 damage, and last he takes another 4 damage, so he takes 10 damage total.
He's dead. He's dead. You just wiped him out. I should probably let me just quickly update things again because it doesn't want to be sending. So yeah, that one just kind of like you hits 2 missiles, just go thung thung. It looks already dead, and then the third one comes in and just like woof, and gets knocked completely.
Wait, he died out of just 2?
Or because he got
Third was overkill.
Basically.
Oh well, I'll accept that.
Oh, it's like he looks. He's all right. Sorry, I lied because this guy, did he get hit by 4 or anything? No, this guy didn't get hit by anything. All right, so he wasn't dead at 2, but he looked pretty damn shocked after 2. Then the third one goes thunking into his chest, and he goes flying backwards. Definitely dead. Little crosses over his eyes and everything.
Misty V signs like, yeah, this is what you get for messing with Bukbuk.
The chat doesn't seem to want to actually let me send the image. Come on, you silly thing. I need my players to know what's going on. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna die. That's so fun.
Bukbuk has an egg now.
Finally.
All right. So Misty's just gone. Next up is James. Do you want to have another go at attacking that one?
Which blue dot am I again?
You're the one that's closest to Bukbuk.
Okay, cool. James manages to tangle himself from his mishap. Still kind of like on his back, feet in the air, head on the ground. He swipes out with his daggers at the bandit's ankles.
All right. Roll for attack. You guys are doing so well, and I'm so proud of all of you.
Okay, come on. Okay.
That doesn't work.
That's That's fine.
I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. Like, you kind of slash out at your
That's fine.
daggers, and the bandit kind of does this weird little dance and kind of steps between them and just like, haha, you couldn't get me this time.
That's fine.
Did you want to maybe stand up or anything?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay, so your movement is standing up, and next up is Bukbuk. Bukbuk, you get another go.
Okay, so I'm sitting on one, and I've just seen this other one evade James, and like
Dancing.
I don't want James to feel bad, but Bukbuk is like, want to help, friend. And there's this funny thing about being made of wood because you make lots of tiny friends. So I have this cantrip called infestation.
Oh.
So you're gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw, DM.
Oh dear. Okay, this is not going to go well for them because they have not amazing constitution.
I was hoping that was the case.
15? 15?
Oh, damn it! They make it.
They actually made it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes it.
All right, so this bandit is
so-
not afraid of bugs. This is just like he kind of sees all like the swarm coming and goes like, "Oh, yes. Okay then." Just kind of like shakes a couple off his leg. Cool. All right.
Bukbuk looks sad.
Good luck, Bukbuk. Better next time.
All the tiny bugs, like, you know, sort of shrug and bring their suitcases back home and like. climb back on the
All right.
By the way, Bukbuk is still sitting on the other guy. Bukbuk hasn't got up.
No, that's fair. That's entirely fair. All right, back to the top of the order. Danny, it's your go again. You have the
Okay,
person that Bukbuk is sitting on, and the one that's facing off against James, who is still on full health.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Think about if the bandit survives, is he gonna attack Bukbuk again? Because I know Bukbuk is at low health.
The bandit that Bukbuk is sitting on kind of can't do much, but is most likely going to have a go at attacking Bukbuk. The bandit facing off against James is focused on James.
Okay. Because Danny has a cure spell, and I was just thinking maybe he could use it on Bukbuk.
Considering Bukbuk's on 4 health, isn't it?
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
Oh, he is. Okay, never mind. Okay, so he'll try for another long range with the light crossbow.
At who? Which
I
one?
think at the one in that James is in front of.
Okay, you're gonna have disadvantage on that because, as you said, James is in front of it. Do you want to move before you try firing, maybe?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Move over about 11 feet over to like the up.
Yeah, okay, so you move
Sorry,
over
I'm trying to be realistic again.
It's okay. You move over to the side a little bit so that James isn't standing in the way of you trying to fire on the bandit, and you have no risk of, hitting your friend. Well,
Yeah.
pseudo-friend, colleague, workmate. Alright, and the cave.
It's a very one-sided friendship.
Yeah.
Roll me attack. Roll me an attack.
All right, so it was 1d.
It's 1d20, and for your light crossbow, it should be a +4.
Okay. Try that.
Again, I'm so proud of all you guys. You're doing so well with this. That hits. That definitely hits. And it's a pity it's not a critical, but it definitely hits. Roll me 1d8 + 2 damage then.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got James's character sheet up as well on the side just so I can double check numbers.
Hang on, 1d. Oh, plus. Let's try that.
7 damage. Alright, that bandit was still on full health. Now, he's definitely not looking healthy. He's definitely bloodied. Bloody, for those who don't know, bloodied in D&D is a technical term which means on half health or less. So, the bandit is definitely looking bloodied, definitely looking pretty stunned because where the heck did this arrow just come from? Oh dear, maybe this whole battle is a bad idea. and like you've shot him in the shoulder, and it's not bleeding, but it's doing that whole thing where it's just like sticking out of him comically. Like these are toons, you can't quite bleed. There's a bit of ink running out, but that's about it. After Danny, it is now the bandits' go. The bandit fighting James doesn't really want to be there anymore because he's very damaged. He does this is not a good thing. And tries to run away. James, you will have an attack of opportunity here. Do you wish to take it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, roll me an attack.
Oh, James.
Dice, please stop hating me.
Well done, that hits.
Thank you.
Well done. All right, so as the bandit tries to looks at Danny, looks at James, goes, "No, you know what? I am outmatched here." Turns to run, and James just slashes down and gets the bandit right in the back. Roll me damage.
Okay, what is that again?
What are you? It depends. It's basically whatever what are you attacking with? Is it daggers?
Yeah, dagger.
I believe that's 1d4 plus 1.
Okay, gotcha.
Let me double check.
What's
1d4 plus
that
2.
would be a 1d4. Yeah.
1d4 plus 2.
Oh.
Well done. All right.
Okay, so that's a 5. That's a 5. I said 1 instead.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Don't worry. Either way, it hurts. It works. So you slash down this bandit just goes like, ugh, and like kind of flares in the air and then flops down in the dirt face first and just goes still. Well done, you killed something.
Finally!
Then you have the bandit that Bukbuk is sitting on, who cannot move because pinned, and I think this comes under being grappled. Can't exactly do much, but kind of pulls out a sword and tries to kind of hack at Bukbuk's underbelly to see if that actually does any damage. D20 plus 4. It doesn't hit. It just does nothing. It like hacks off a couple of splinters, but there's no damage done there at all. So you guys have just wiped out all the bandits other than the one that Bukbuk is currently sitting on. Do you want to do anything about that? This guy doesn't really want to fight. He's still looking pretty damn scared.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Bukbuk doesn't really want to kill anything, so Bukbuk is just kind of like pleased for everybody else, but has
James
no
does.
intention to do it.
Yeah.
James wants to do a murder.
Yes.
Misty is full of murder and curiosity.
Wouldn't we like ask the person? I can't say that because Bukbuk's too stupid to think of it, but
Right.
Danny would probably think that maybe it's not maybe like they wasted enough time there and but he would probably want to interrogate, see if maybe there's other bandits in the area, if they have a bigger gang, or if there's like lying in wait somewhere else down the road.
The bandit.
Smart.
Yeah. So do you ask that of the bandit?
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry. They're like, no, we're the only group in the area. There was only the 5 of us. We didn't know it would be like this. We're sorry. I'm sorry. Please let me go. I don't want to die.
Danny would become extremely awkward at this pathetic groveling and just motion for him to just get out of there.
And you promise you're never. Oh, sorry.
oh no, sorry. Well, if you've got more questions, Bukbuk stays where they are until instructed otherwise.
Misty leans in real close to this bandit with a very cheerful smile on her face. And of course, you promise you're never going to do anything like this again, right?
I promise it was all their idea. I wanted to be a carpenter. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Follow your dreams, be a carpenter, or I will find you.
You've got it, miss. You're a very scary lady. You've got it,
And
don't
she'll
worry.
carve you up.
All right, Bukbuk, can you be a deer and get off this poor man?
Oh, yes, it's very uncomfortable.
So yeah, Bukbuk gets up.
And as soon as Bukbuk is up, the bandit just jumps up and legs it, just vanishes off into the forest to the point of like running right through a tree and leaving like a bandit-sized hole through it. It's like, there he goes, never gonna see him again. Like, I suppose if he wanted to be a carpenter, there's a good place to get wood, but he's gone. Well, Well done, you guys have just successfully completed your first combat.
Yay! Misty did 2 murders.
And didn't die.
Well done. Okay, so you're still about halfway back to Toontown. It's still going to be like another hour or two before you're there. Did you want to continue? Did you want to have a short rest? What do you want to do?
Rest would be
Misty's good.
but-
Yeah, let's rest.
All right.
Oh,
So
cool.
time for a short
What am I
rest.
hit die?
Yeah. Time for a short rest. If you want, use your hit die to kind of heal yourself up a little bit. If you are in need of healing, looking at you, Bukbuk, and otherwise, you've just got like an hour to kind of sit down, get off the horses for a while, rest for a bit.
Oh, James has this thing called Song of Rest.
Oh.
It does 1d6 additional healing at the end of a short. If y'all want him to do that.
Yes, please.
Okay, so
Is it gonna like
It-
put them to sleep?
in an attempt to like calm himself down, James kind of hums a little something, kind of like slow, and I guess it inadvertently helps everyone else.
Nice.
I love James.
All of you guys are
So
so
what do we roll
good.
for that?
All right, if you want to heal, it's on your character sheet. You should have something called hit dice, and it's like usually you have one per whatever level your character is, and you roll that, and that's how many hit points you can regain during a short rest.
And would that be under that?
Sorry?
It depends on your class. What class are you again?
Yeah.
Hard.
James,
alright.
James, I have your thing open. You have 3d8 hit dice.
Okay, plus the 6 from the...
Wow, that's a lot of HP.
Wait, do I roll the d6 first, and that applies to everyone?
Yeah, everyone just go with the d6 first. And remember, you don't need to use up all your hit dice in one go. You can just use 1 or 2.
Well, Misty was down 1 HP, so with Song of Rest,
Oh wait,
that's all.
shoot.
He uses no hit dice.
So Mod recovers 2 points from the song, and Bukbuk recovers 2. James recovers 3 from the song, and if you want to use your hit dice from here, then go ahead.
What was it again?
I'm gonna do that.
James, you have 3d8 hit dice. Maybe just do them one at a time
Okay,
until you're back up to 4.
so
And it
okay,
is
so
plus your
D8 plus 3?
constitution.
No, it would just be wait, is it plus your level as well? I thought it was just like you just roll the d8.
Roll D8 plus constitution.
Plus constitution, that was it. So yeah,
okay,
plus
Constitution
Oh.
modifier?
yeah. So
Yeah, modifier. You don't get.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So that's 8.
So I think
6.
The d8 plus the d6. Oh wait, no, I rolled a 2.
meanwhile we've just got Danny and Misty in the background who have not sorry, Misty, you technically were down 1 hit point from the ruckus in the barn. But I think you're good.
I am not anymore.
See.
Alright, tell me when everyone's done. Otherwise, have your rest, chat for a little while, do whatever necessary.
Danny didn't
Okay.
take any damage, did he?
No, Danny's
Nope.
fine.
Danny's going
Okay.
great.
He still has the carrier.
Nice.
Cat just
Well,
looking smart
that
the
went
entire
well.
fight.
Oh, that was like a full... If I did it right.
While they're resting,
Yeah.
Misty
just,
turns
like-
everyone like, "Oh, that fight went really well. I'm quite pleased."
Just hanging out under a tree.
James huffs and crosses. Grumpy.
Oh, that last swing you did there towards the bandit, I saw that. That was very heroic.
He is notably less grumpy and kind of puffs out his chest.
Yes.
Oh, and also,
trying to cheer him up. Just
like nods in agreement and give them a thumbs up.
All right.
Oh, and thank you for the lovely song. I'm feeling much better all of a sudden.
Oh,
Don't-
yes,
don't-
yes,
don't-
I like the song as well. It's very, very pretty.
Don't encourage him.
Misty is chronically incapable of not encouraging people. I'm sorry.
Do not encourage him, please.
We have James here to make sure he doesn't get too proud. Or rather, James's dice rolls.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
All right. Is everyone done? Everyone good?
Yep.
All right. So it's early afternoon now. Time to saddle. You've had a bit of a rest. You've maybe stopped for lunch. No, maybe the whole stop was for lunch and everything. Time to saddle up and head back into town, I guess.
Yeah. Have lunch right next to the bodies.
Yeah, basically. I mean, like, I'm surprised that
Misty looks at the one in the paddle of acid and is very proud of herself.
I'm surprised that none of you tried to loot the bodies or anything. I mean, the
oh,
one.
Daddy would go get his arrows back.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
James searches them for like any.
Okay, in that it's like you search them for anything. They don't really have anything exciting. There's although let's just say we've got
3 gold.
D4. So you managed to find 10 gold on their bodies in total. So well done. You got some money off a bunch of corpses. Congratulations.
Grave robbing.
Oh, how the
Roll for
mighty
that.
have fallen.
Hey, he's a man of opportunity. Okay.
Okay.
Shoot, where do I add that? Equipment.
Yeah, equipment.
Okay.
There should be a thing where you can just change like the gold store and the score and everything. So yeah,
There
so-
isn't.
Oh. Is there like a notes section where you can write it down? Honestly, like I'm not going to be measuring gold too much other than this, like other than giving you the stuff I promised. Gold is more going to be spent on like Glorp's store if you so choose.
There is a place to put it. I can't remember. Just write it down for now.
Okay,
you
I'll
can-
put it in
I'll
notes.
help
So
you
that was
find
3.
it.
It was no, it's 10 gold total.
Okay, 10 GP.
Yeah. Alright, so you guys mount up and you head back into town. It's only like another hour's ride from where you stopped. And so you get there pretty quickly. You head to TPS, you head to Triplanar Studios headquarters, which Olivia also actually kind of said, oh yes, we're at this address. So you can find them reasonably easily, although I'm guessing Bukbuk has a little bit of a hard time getting through traffic in town.
Bukbuk is trying so hard not to bump into anything else.
Bukbuk is just a gentle giant. But yeah, you get into town, basically you walk into the place and there's a rather bored-looking person sitting at reception. A rather bored-looking rabbit toon just sitting at reception. I'm gonna say right now, this is no one in particular, no based on anything particular. I just needed something.
Is his name perhaps Hugs?
No, because I do not want to do Bugs Bunny the disservice of me trying to play him. Alright, so.
Okay, so they go up to this guy.
Yep.
Bukbuk is going to shrink down to being a chicken again because indoors equals not good for houses.
It won't move.
Good idea.
Right, the bunny, the rabbit does not look up at you when you walk in. It's just kind of like sitting there, rather bored, filing her nails.
And then he would like walk up and kind of clear his throat politely and try to get her attention.
Do you have an appointment?
He said, I think we're here to drop off a lion cub. He's not sure how to word that.
Like the rabbit kind of looks over at you and just goes like, looks at like the miscellany that is your group, looks at the cat carrier with the lion cub in it and goes like, are you some of like Miss Acton's workers?
Indeed we are.
James kind of strolls up and leans over the counter. He's like, yes, of course. Now, would a fine lady like you happen to know where we could find Miss Acton?
I'll give her a call. And she picks up like a little speaking tube and everything, like taps it a couple of times to get the attention. Is like, Miss Acton, Olivia Acton, your test subject's here. And there's like some rush coming from the other end of the speaking tube. Like, yeah, they're waiting just here and like just through the front doors at reception. Like, can you come get them? Like, no, I'm not gonna tell them that. Do it yourself. And puts the speaking tube back down. This is not a very good receptionist. 2 minutes passed, and you can quickly hear the clack 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 of Olivia's heels as she kind of like scurries down the hallway to meet you guys, and you're once again meted with the beautiful visage of this blonde, reasonably short lady as she kind of steps in with this giant smile of, "Hi, you're back already? Oh, I'm so glad that you made it. And have you got the little package here?" And she leans over to look in the cat carrier. The lion cub just kind of like backs away and obviously does not want to face this wonderful lady. I was like, "Oh, isn't he cute?" Yeah.
Can James roll sleight of hand to be the one to present the cub?
Okay. Roll sleight of hand. Danny, please roll please roll a dex saving throw to contest, dex contest.
So that's a d20 plus the skill bonus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a d10, sorry.
Yeah, no, redo that. I mean, you got a 10, so well done, but...
Wait, which
Wrong
one do I
dice.
roll again?
It's a d20.
D20.
13.
Oh, okay, so it's a d20 plus your dex saving throw.
Plus dexterity? Oh.
Yeah.
Let's try. I think it's this one.
So, as you guys had heard the clack 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 of Olivia's heels, like James kind of tries to reach around Danny and grab the cat carrier after. Goes like, "Yes, it's mine," and Danny just kind of like goes like, "Oh, is this meant to be like a hug? I'm not really up for." Like, we're friends now, but I'm not really up for physical affection, and kind of just like ducks out of the way.
What are you doing back there? Just
all right. So yeah,
drops down, just ducks completely, and just kind of scurries to the side or something. Stand up again.
While all this is happening, Bukbuk is kind of watching this lady and is kind of curious about the cat's reaction to her, and sort of shyly, sort of.
Hello. Yes. Can ask what is for test subjects. Do not understand what this means.
Oh, test subject? Oh no, that's not a good way of putting it. It's more, we're not doing the tests on the lion cub, don't worry. We're doing the tests with the lion cub. You see, like, as I was saying, we've got a whole bunch of new technology to kind of work out filming, to kind of work out, like, how toons react with things. And we can't do that without some toons to kind of, you know, try and film, right? So, Manny and Jerry have been doing wonderful work with bringing us plenty of toon animals for us to kind of run these initial tests on before we can start moving up to anything else. It's nothing to worry about, don't worry, he won't come to any harm.
Danny would be a little bit alarmed by this.
James probably wouldn't be, but he would be reasonably suspicious.
Yeah, should we roll insight?
If you want to.
I want to see how suspicious Misty is of this.
So it's insight.
So James thinks everything is absolutely fine. Bukbuk, on the other hand. Okay, so James and Misty just take James, Misty, and possibly amazing. So James, Misty.
I'm sorry. Are these insight rolls or a height chart?
That was
So
terrible. That was terrible.
I-
So James, Misty, and Danny all think that like I'll just take you take Olivia at her word. She seems completely sincere with saying like, oh yeah, no, this is like the lion cub's gonna be fine. These aren't dangerous tests. They're just like it's like kind of testing new equipment and they need something to kind of sit in the corner while the equipment is being tested around them. And like and it's fine. The lion cub's gonna be fine. There's nothing suspicious here at all. Bukbuk, on the other hand, flashing little red light alarms everywhere. This lady is suspicious as heck. You have no idea what's going to happen to that lion cub, but it's unlikely to be good. The way that it's shying away is not a good sign. This is not, like, everything is just bad. This lady is not to be trusted.
Can Bukbuk try and peck open the cage, like to let the lion out?
Ooh, what would this come into, Dex or Strength? Go with Dex, considering that everyone else is kind of moving around. You've got to kind of move around Olivia, move around Danny, who's holding the cage. Yeah, give me a Dex roll.
But while that's happening, Bukbuk is like, "Lady is bad," and just jumps up and tries to open the cage.
You don't manage it. You're sorry, you didn't do good enough. So you try and you flutter into Danny's. You flutter around and you kind of accidentally whap Olivia with one of your wings, and you kind of smack against the cage a bit. And Danny kind of just doesn't really know what to do because why is Bukbuk suddenly attacking the cage? You don't quite manage to peck at the lock. But the lion cub is rather rattled by the movement, and Olivia kind of shrieks a bit because, okay, there's a wooden chicken attacking her, and stumbles back a bit, and everyone's confused.
Lady is bad. Lady is bad.
Yeah, Danny would be still be very confused, but he'd look at the cage and then think like, you know what? We didn't check to see if this cub is uninjured, so he figured maybe he could just open the cage, take the cub out, check him over, make sure
No!
he's fine, before putting him back in. Or
Olivia, as soon as you go to try and open the cage,
just to show Bukbuk that it's fine. The cub's not harmed. There's no harm gonna come to it.
as soon as Danny goes to open the cage, Olivia kind of sticks her hand out, goes like, no, don't leave him in the cage. It's a lion cub. Do you want anyone to get hurt? Like, don't open the cage. Just leave him in there. It's fine.
He just leaves like it's like it's fine. It's a baby. It's a baby lion. It just wants to play. It didn't really harm us.
It's a lion.
Anything. It's just probably nibble on us. Well, except for James, he got bit, but he was it was probably just hungry at the time. So he's gonna go open the cage just to pull it out. Show Bukbuk. It's fine. Nothing's wrong. Do I have to roll?
No, you can open it, or you can open the cage just fine. Roll me a roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity. Okay.
One time I want you to roll badly.
Ooh.
Oh.
Do I have to roll too?
Yeah, you have to roll 2. This is me rolling for the other people. Oh god, what's Olivia's dex? This one. Okay.
Oops.
For the benefit of the tape, that was a 9.
I think. Okay, we'll try.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the cub,
barely.
you open the cage, the cub tries to make a run for it the moment the lock clicks. But Danny, you managed to actually catch it by the scruff of the neck before it managed to get anywhere, and it's pretty clear that Olivia was diving in to try and wrestle the to try and wrestle the cub back into the cage as well. So I think as soon as Olivia kind of gets there, you've caught the cub. Olivia just kind of shoves it back in the cage and goes to slam the door shut because it's like, it's a lion. Yes, it's a baby, but this is a lion. What sort of thick-headed?
James, whose
really?
finger still kind of hurts,
You really shouldn't go letting this
is
thing
inclined
out
to
of the cage.
agree with her.
Please just trust me, please. Just leave it in the cage for now. I promise it's going to be fine.
No, meat is bad. Is bad, lady. Why not listen to Bukbuk? Bukbuk is good. Lady is not good.
And Buckbuck is just pleading with his friends at this point. Please, this is good.
He's just like, no, it's fine. Look, and he like shows him the cub. Like, the cub's fine. You know, everything will be fine.
Lion is
Trying to
good.
reassure-
You is good. Lady, place is bad.
All right.
What do you mean it's bad?
I don't know. I feel it in wood of my bones. Bones is wood. The trees I am made of, they have big wisdom. I don't understand. It's just bad. We should go. Let little friend go. Let little lion could come with. Could come live within in forest, in peaceful forest. Does not need to. We can go. We go now. We go now.
And like this tiny wooden chicken is trying to herd everybody out, and it's like not.
Bukbuk, are you
Happening,
saying
but
that you
don't
didn't want to
worry.
become famous? Are you saying you didn't want to be famous? Are you saying you like none of you wanted to kind of become stars? You didn't like. Are you going back on the contract? You don't want payment or anything?
Bukbuk
Well,
wants friend, not fame.
James was inclined to agree with the rest of the party until Olivia mentioned payment and fame. So naturally, he swerves around Bukbuk and is like, "Of course not. That's obvious. Obviously, of course, it's a line. We can't let it out. It's not safe. Just take it. Of course, just take it."
And Danny's still holding on to it, still very confused, and now he is unsure what to do.
Olivia's
Looking at Olivia,
Yeah.
looking at it again.
Olivia's like
What is it?
trying to give a sympathetic smile and holding her hand out to kind of try and get Danny to pass the cat carrier over, because come on, you guys signed up for a job. You signed a contract here. Are you going back on that? Are you like not going? Are you going back on your word?
What were the terms of breaking the contract?
Basically, you guys signed the contract in terms of you would help Triplanar Studios out with these with this handful of tasks to try and get everything, like the various experiments and tests that they're running, up in order, because there's a couple of things that aren't working properly, and without them working properly, they can't like finish off this new thing, this new technology, this new idea that they've got, which is meant to actually revitalize Inkwell. It's meant to solve the problems. And without your help to solve these small things, then they can't fix the country.
So there was no penalty clause for breaking the contract.
One sec. I didn't actually think of. Sorry, let me try and actually. I should have written down. I'm not good with legalese, so. All right. The penalty would be any like you wouldn't get paid. You wouldn't you still would you could get sued if you go like spreading any of Triplanar Studios secrets. You could it's the whole, you will get sued for going back on your promise here, because you went back on your promise. And you'll be in big trouble for that, and it's possibility, and like the fact that Triplanar Studios does actually have ties with some people of like in government, in parliament, some of the really high ups, it's probably going to go bad for you.
Buck doesn't know what a sue is.
So Danny would start to hold out the carrier, except he'd be very hesitant, and at this point he wouldn't have a very good grip on it because he's unsure, and his morals and judgment is starting to fight with each other. So I guess if any like sudden movement in the carrier or anyone wants to knock it out of his hands at that moment, they could.
Can James snatch it?
James could snatch it if, I mean, like, you'd have to do a strength contest, so basically you both roll strength. Danny, because you're unsure, I will probably give you disadvantage.
Okay. So it's a strength?
Strength contest.
Okay.
Oh,
Close.
Okay. So he.
All right. So
he
Wait. Danny, roll again because you have disadvantage.
Okay.
So I still have the 15.
Yeah, so you still have a 15. Danny might have something lower than a 16 if
Yeah.
So yeah, Danny only actually has
Well.
a 10. So James, you now have the cat carrier.
He presents it very proudly to her.
All right. Like, Olivia smiles so gratefully and carefully takes the carrier, like, laying her hand across yours as she goes to grab it, giving you, like, the most grateful smile of, like, thank you, James. I really appreciate it. You are helping the whole country here. Like, I'm proud of everything you guys have done. It's going great. Thank you so much for this. You're all amazing, and you especially, James. And hands the cat carrier over to the receptionist, who puts it behind the desk, and you guys aren't going to go getting it now without some serious ruckus.
James's feathers go a little, but he nods triumphantly and grins at her.
All right. Okay, I promised you guys that it was 15 gold each for this job, so well done. She takes out a purse, like it's like several little purses for gold, and hands you each small purses worth of 15 gold so everyone add that to their inventories.
So that's 25 for me because I got the 10 off bandit.
So yeah.
Bukbuk doesn't touch the money. Bukbuk is like looks really, really confused by this whole situation, including the money. He doesn't really know what money is, and is actually leaving. Bukbuk has turned around, looking very, very sad, and is doing the sad, slow. You know when you've shouted at a dog? They're doing that. They're walking off and occasionally looking back, which is quite difficult because they're square. So they have to kind of turn all around to look at you and then walk backwards a little bit and then turn around and keep walking forwards towards the door.
Misty's gonna grab Bukbuk's money and chase after a Bukbuk with it. It's like, Bukbuk, this is for you. You can get nice things with it.
Yep, is bad money. No one.
Or
Let's hold on to it anyway, just in case.
all right.
No. Give it to me. I'll just for safekeeping.
Danny would offer to take it for safekeeping.
All right. Olivia hands James, considering James is the only one that she really trusts out of you group at the moment. Hands James an envelope. Like, all right, here's all the instructions for your next quest. You don't need to do it immediately, but sooner the better, and the sooner you get paid more money, of course. So I'll hopefully see you guys soon. And waves a little goodbye, like grabs the cat carrier and kind of clip clops back into the into like the studios. And you four are now left alone. You have been paid. You no longer have the lion cub, and you now and James is holding the instructions for your next task.
Bukbuk has left the building.
All right, Bukbuk. The moment that you step outside, I'm guessing, is anyone else chasing them?
Oh yes, Misty's chasing Bukbuk.
I guess James would go after just to make sure he didn't do anything.
Yeah, Danny would follow when
All
as soon
right.
as James got the envelopes, and then just follow after him.
The moment you four are outside and you start walking down the street a little bit, the mysterious figure who you might recognize from the tavern yesterday steps out from behind an alley. Now that you're a little bit closer, you can actually tell that, yes, this is a toon, but it's not an ordinary toon. This is a mocap toon. It's like almost human, but there's just that little bit of uncanny valley there that doesn't quite seem right. And he looks at he's a very tall man with dark skin, wearing trench coat and a hat pulled low. And he's like, "You for the adventurers for Triplanar Studios, right?"
That is us.
Of course, dear citizen. How can we assist?
I think it's going to be me assisting you if you guys don't really know what's going on. Dun dun dun. And I think we'll end the session there.
The session ends with Misty's head tilted slightly to the left, like, what?
What?
The mystery, like the thought plickens. All right.
You have a very sulky chicken on your hands, guys. Just keep that in mind next time.
We're so sorry we didn't trust you over contract.
But it's alright, you kind of saved Bukbuk's
Danny's
life. because
hesitant.
he nearly
I'm
died, so-
sorry, James is so egotistical.
Oh, James is perfect and I love him.
James is wonderful.
You guys are all
He
fantastic.
hits all my love for character design. Great.
You guys have such a great rapport between the four of you. It's so wonderful. I love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for running a very fun game.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thank you.
That's no problem. I'm glad you
I
guys
hate,
had
but
fun.
I kind of think I know where it's going. It's so... no, not that lion. No.
you guys don't know what I've got planned for the end yet. You have no idea what's going to happen. This might go somewhere
I'm-
completely different.
I know, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, this is one of this is one of those games where I suspect like all the players are going to know what this is meant to lead to. None of the actual characters will.
Curse you,
No.
curse you, dramatic irony.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Misty is full of trust, optimism, murder, and the desire for knowledge.
James just wants money and to get big.
Danny's still confused on what's going on and will likely break into some place later on. I'm just saying. Just for reasons.
For reference, Misty has invisibility.
Ooh.
Ooh, next session is going to be fun,
Perfect.
depending on which route you guys take.
Okay, I have to super go now, but that was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's go play
shoot,
with
I
you.
just remembered that James had speak with animals. That could have gone so much easier.
We all have animals. Not a kid
Oh,
The
well.
entire time Misty was contemplating casting sleep and just like, we can catch him, right? Right?
Alright, Mod, you gotta go. I've gotta head off too because I gotta make a start on dinner myself. It was great fun playing with all you guys though. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Next time.
See ya.
See ya.